Hello, my name is Daniel Yuck. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. In this video, I want to go over how I go about applying very fine details on human skin using a 3-round liner technique. I want to explain all of the ins and outs, so by the end of this video, you should be able to click away with a better understanding as to how to go about approaching fine details on human skin. Should you have any questions, I encourage you, drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to assist in the best possible direction. If you find this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, as I would greatly appreciate your support. With that being said, let's dive right on into this. To get my points across, I'm going to be using an InkClaw 06-03 round liner. So that is essentially bug pin, even below that, because a typical bug pin would be 08. The diameter of these 3 pins within this 3-round liner are actually 06. Some of the forefront variables that I'm considering when applying such fine details are the voltage that I am using and the amount of pressure that I am applying. Now what that means is I'll typically run at a lower voltage, so that way my needle makes fewer rounds per second, and then I will let the tip of the needle do all the work for me. I don't really go in and apply an absurd amount of pressure or anything like that. What I do is I comfortably align my hand speed to my voltage, giving this very fine needle enough time to deposit the ink in a clean, solid, consistent, saturated manner. Depending on what I am needing to accomplish would really determine how I'm going to be moving the needle. However, those two forefront variables really never change. I'm always mindful of the voltage that I am using and the pressure that I am applying. Those are the two forefront variables that really come to my mind when I'm applying these sort of smaller, really fine details with the needle of this size. The reason why these forefront variables come to mind first is because the needle size itself, it is going to be super easy to actually penetrate and open the skin to deposit the ink. So what that means is we're going to need the machine to make fewer rounds, and we're not going to need as much pressure in the areas where we are depositing. If we take a look and a listen, you're going to hear that when I break open the skin, I'm actually doing it with a sort of like brush pendulum like motion. So what that means is I'm using a soft introduction and a soft exit, and that middle portion of where I'm touching down into the skin is actually where the deposit's happening. This allows me to build up the lines in a way that allows me to not only be ultra precise with where I am depositing the pigment, but it also allows me to control the amount of trauma that I am introducing to the skin. It is very important to remember that even using a standard 3-round liner, for example, is going to cause trauma to the skin easier than using, for an example, an 11-round shader, even an 11-round liner. So the smaller the needle that we are using, the easier it is going to be to cause trauma to the skin. So we have to be really mindful and accommodate our technique and approach to match the size of the needles that we are using. Another reason why I choose to build up the tattoo the way that you see me doing here, using a series of little like pendulum tally like motions, is because I'm able to capture a much finer line without exposing the skin to any unwanted trauma. So I'm literally able to kind of sculpt and build up a line by using little small tallies in one area and then just kind of moving subtly until I've reached my B point. So I'll start in one area, create little tallies, and then move my way on over to the B point, just as you see me doing right here on this eyebrow, for example. And that's kind of the logic that I have throughout the entire process. I kind of pick an area, and then from there I'll go ahead and just simply apply it using those little pendulum motions as opposed to any sort of hard lining. The reason why I choose to build up using little pendulum tally like motions is so that way I get more of an, like, I guess, an organic read when I am done, and not so definitively hard line. I don't really feel like hard lining this specific design style would be ideal, because we're going to lose that sort of half realistic approach that I am actually going for. This is like photo interpretation. I would say this is a portrait interpretation as opposed to portrait realism. It is a style that I'm currently trying to develop and optimize, and to do that I'm trying to figure out the best of both worlds with contrast, saturation, and my findings have yielded that it is much better to build up these sort of designs using little tallies and dashes as opposed to hard lines. You'll notice that I'm able to leave the most subtle skin breaks that really make up these little micro portrait interpretation style designs. Within the eyes, for example, and in the teeth area, you're going to see in this video that I'm able to kind of apply these sort of areas and leave the perfect amount of skin breaks in the right areas. So what that means to me is I'm able to be very, very, very accurate with where I am depositing the ink when I start aligning all of the fundamentals correctly, such as my hand speed to my voltage, the amount of pressure that I am using, and just being comfortable with the idea of building up a tattoo with small tally pendulum-like motions, which is something that took me a little bit to get used to. I'm gonna be quiet and I want you to listen. So what we're listening to is the timing of when the needle actually hits its deposit. So when the needle hits its deposit, you could hear like a sort of like sizzle type of bog, sort of like maybe vibrating type of sound. That's another variable that I'm using to help me determine when I am hitting the correct depths with my deposits. You can feel it as well within the tattoo machine. So when I am introducing the needle into the skin, I hit a certain depth and it creates a certain resistance and bog within my machine. It gives me a certain vibration and it also produces this sound that we are listening to. And then from there, I can go ahead and plan my exit and then exit the skin, kind of like a plane landing and taking off. It doesn't really do it abruptly, nor does it do it straight away. It kind of eases into the landing and then it also eases into taking off, or eases out of taking off, excuse me. So that's the same fundamental rule that I'm following here when I am applying designs like this with such a small needle. And this kind of extends to all needles that are really, really tiny. Even a 5-round liner, depending on how we are tattooing, we could really do damage with that size as well. So this right here could kind of really extend to most small needles that we are struggling to use. Another thing that I want to point out is this technique that I am using, where I'm kind of using tallies and pendulum motions to build up this design, I feel would give the overall design that sort of, I guess, portrait interpretation look. It basically leans the tattoo more towards a photo type of look versus a defined line kind of look, which is less unrealistic. I'm trying to go for like half realistic and then half like sort of silhouette. So that's basically the idea, and that's what interpretation means. You're also going to notice though, as I mentioned, that I can be really accurate and precise with the deposits. That is showing right here. I'm able to be super accurate with where I'm depositing the ink, so much so that I can go ahead and get really, really fine, tiny details like this in place using whip motions, nice shapings to go ahead and really define like the gum lines within this teeth right here. And again, this area that I'm tattooing is about the same size of details that would be on a dime. Before I conclude this video, it's important to touch base on this important variable that absolutely contributes to the entire process here. I personally go with straight black ink first, and I establish the foundation of the entire tattoo, and then I go in with the gray wash and get all of the shades in there in the correct areas, and that's how I feel comfortable approaching it. And the reason why I approach it that way is because I get a more cleaner approach, I get a neater read, and I'm able to have clarity throughout the entire process. That clarity is everything for me. I'm able to get through the entire foundation of the design really stress-free. All I have to do is just take my time using these little pendulum motions, make sure that my posture position is comfortable enough for me to go ahead and apply to the best of my ability with the most accuracy that I can. So since I'm moving in such little small areas and I'm depositing in little areas, it kind of, I guess what I would say, minimizes the amount of mistakes that could potentially be made. However, mistakes will definitely be made along the way as we are all learning, but when we are doing things in a more controlled manner with a thought out process and specific goals in mind, I feel like we can conduct ourselves in a manner that would minimize any potential mistakes or catastrophes that could happen otherwise. This snippet right here really gets the point across as to why I prefer to use such small fine needles. You can see that I'm really able to kind of capture that sort of like gum-like appearance within the teeth area right here without actually having to tattoo any sort of teeth. Cannot exhaust that. I'm using a series of just kind of pendulum motions, little back and forth whip motions to kind of establish the boundaries of this tattoo, and then I use the shading to give it like depth and dimension and some texture. This fundamental core concept that I'm trying to share with you, where aligning my hand speed to my voltage and paying attention to the pressure, is essentially what I use throughout the entire process, along with just little tallies and pendulum motions with clean introductions and exits each and every step of the way. The idea of applying really fine details to human skin is more about a mental framing of patience. We really have to run that voltage lower so the needle makes less rounds per second, and we have to move that hand slower so we're getting saturation in the right areas. We have to be mindful of that pressure so that way we don't cause unwanted trauma to the skin. It's really a combination of all three working together in unison and in conjunction to produce one final result amongst an assortment of other variables like angle, again aligning your hand speed to your voltage, the directions that you are moving your motions in, the stretch of the skin that you have. You can see I'm moving right and left in some, up and down in others. All of these little variables come to play. Over time, as we get more established with applying, we do get more fundamentally fluid with it, knowing by second nature which way we want to move and whatnot. However, the idea would still be the same. We're always going to be mindful of these core variables that I went over in this entire video. I do feel like this is a great place to conclude this video. However, should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to please drop a comment down below. Rest assured, I will do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, as I would greatly appreciate your support. With that being said, I appreciate you, your time, and your support. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Are you wanting to develop your tattooing skill sets? Now you can practice and develop anytime, any place with an assortment of tattooing workbooks that I've created. With these assorted tattooing workbooks, we can practice our basic lining all the way to advanced lining. We can practice shading, shading placement, dot work, textures, and more. All we are going to need is a tattoo workbook of mine. We can use a pencil, pen. We can even use a tattoo machine with a ballpoint cartridge to develop our tattooing abilities further. That means that we don't need tattoo ink, we don't need napkins or petroleum jelly to get to practicing. Simply open one of my tattooing workbooks and get going. It really is that easy. You can get your hands on one of my developmental tattooing assorted workbooks by simply clicking the links in my description or in the pinned comment section below, or navigating on over to Amazon.com, typing in Daniel Yuck, and you'll see all of the assorted tattoo workbooks that I've created come up. If you have an Amazon account, be sure to follow my Amazon author page as well, as I would greatly appreciate your support. Should you have any questions at all, drop them in the comment section down below. I will do my best to assist you in the best possible direction.